what has been an explosive 24 hours in the cryptocurrency market, we've seen the single biggest 24-hour liquidation in the history of cryptocurrency, nonetheless, which was rather substantial. I did on Facebook, as I've encouraged everybody to join the Facebook page. Just ever since I put more dedicated content towards Facebook, and I don't get recommended, it's been a pretty stellar thing. With views, it's gone up pretty nicely here in the last week. My whole $40 I've made on YouTube in the last 30 days or so. But I put something out that I would like everybody to see because it talks about the single biggest liquidation. And the S&P is something we're going to watch going into the week now. It's the moment of truth here in that rising channel. But the biggest liquidation in history just got bigger. It was $9.5 billion, was wild if you thought that. Now it was up to $19.3 billion. And I was up until about 1:30 watching the Tigers get eliminated in 15 innings yesterday. Which kind of sucked, but you know, it is what it is. But so I got up at 6:30 or 6, and my son was up. But 1.6 million traders were wiped out. Biggest single liquidation was a $203 million strike on Ethereum Ethereum long, leverage long. So there's a lot of liquidation cleared out. Make sure to hit that like button if you are tuning in right now, as it will substantially help my reach. It'll help me push to a larger audience. Last night it was phenomenal. We had 218 people in here doing the third live of the day yesterday. The second live had about 150 prior to the drop, and then the one yesterday morning had around 100. So I expect maybe a little bit of a pullback on viewers this morning, only because it's Saturday morning and because a lot of people are going to probably be sleeping right now. Let's face it. It's 7:53 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for some that have been commenting, I live on Eastern Standard Time Zone. That's how I see what time it is. It's not nothing to do with daylight savings time, spring forward, fallback, none of that nonsense. This is all about I live in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, EST. So I'm not talking about the fallback, push forward, blah, blah, blah. But we experienced a very large liquidation, and we had a drop down to XRP all the way down to that $37 area, which was the bottom of the broadening wedge. It absolutely filled out this broadening wedge. Now the question is, are we chopping up, and do we come all the way up here and retest that 264 drop point? Is this the start of a reversal here going into November? Is this where the cryptocurrency market is able to right the ship, so to say? We'll have to find out here going forward. We really don't know yet. We don't know if there's going to be a larger liquidation. So all we can do is look at, what we're seeing here, and see what kind of recovery we have. So as we go on this morning, we'll talk about this. I'll let people shake in and out as they feel, as they come in. But let me say hi to a few of you. 1970 Legend, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Our resident Buckeye, you play Illinois today. I think you're going to handle him pretty nicely, but it might be closer to start than most think. I'm looking to get a bet on Ohio State if they are down at any point in the game and they become a plus. If they're plus anything, I'm betting on Ohio State. Michigan plays USC tonight at 7:30. If Michigan wins, we're going to be a real playoff contender. If they lose, well, back to the shit show. Tango, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XB Predictor. Dennis Smith, Poppy Lou, Garbanzo, and Miss G. Stott, welcome in, and thank you all of you for being in Tom's Army for your second month of Dusted House Crypto News. Emerson, good morning, along with William. IQ, welcome in, brother. I hope you're having a blessed morning as we give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Yahweh, Yeshua, our higher power, God Almighty himself, as we say a prayer for everybody in this audience on this most holy of days on Saturday, for good health, good mental doing, and just salvation in the fact that we can continue to stay out ahead and try to keep up on the world evolving into what seems like a never-ending death spiral for native currencies, the US dollar, and so on and so forth. So we continue to try to grind with each other to create abundance, not just for I, but for all. We're trying to create abundance for all of us. And William's a big part of it. A lot of you are a big part of it. We bring different parts and different cultures. So I really thank all of you for that. Emerson, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XP589 Moon Badge. Says, unfortunately, we missed the drop at work, but still able to grab some Linnea for cheaper. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. We're going to see, we'll take a deep look to see if we're going to crash out again here. We're melting up right now because we have to. Like, there's no doubt about it. We had such a large drop that we have to pull back up. Should be some moments of opportunity that were met. I have some stuff that I'm still in awe about. As you guys know, if you watched live yesterday, my jaw's still on the floor. I haven't even been able to pick my dick off the ground yet this morning, to be honest with you. My dick's literally on the ground, flopping around. I picked it back up and threw it back on with some prosthesis, some prosthetics, but it literally jumped off my nutsack. Excuse my language this morning. Good morning. 7:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, October 11th. 2025. I'm XRP future millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan and felt zero liquidations because I had a lot of money on the sidelines. I also had no leverage trading, and I was able to employ 30,000 plus in capital on that massive drop. Like, I was not playing around when I said I was very liquid before that drop. There was just, it wasn't making sense. I don't know how many times they come out and said, this does not feel right. I see I'm being very suppressed this morning, so I could severely use your help in hitting that like button and sharing this around the stratosphere. Significantly blackballed here this morning. But I think everybody who found the community this morning, we're just being severely hampered right now by the algorithm, which sucks. My content didn't even get out to my phone, and I shared it. So, I mean, I appreciate everybody in here, but it's going to be a smaller group today, at least for now. Let's see. King Dede, welcome in, and thanks for Dede, welcome in, King Dede. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I know you'll be happy because you got a gifted sub yesterday. That's awesome. Good morning. We're driving, so we're both listening. Mr. and Mrs. Stop, welcome in. Mr. and Mrs. G Stop, both tuning in. Both in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XP Media. You're driving. Make sure you're safe, and I hope you're both having a blessed morning. Garbanzo and Poppy Lou, along with Dennis Smith, thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. What a beautiful audience we have here this morning. About 50 people here, but it's a beautiful 50 souls here. Marco Tremley, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. Plus, I'm probably screwing up the algorithm because it's like my 4th live in 18 hours. So the algorithm's probably like, is this guy ever going to fucking sleep? Not to mention I put a short out before this too, which is probably hurting. But I like to do what I do. John Hall, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your 2nd month with the Dusty's Autos Crypto News. And William, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. I think I forgot to say that with the blessings this morning. Along with Crazy Paul, both in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Excellent. G-String, good morning, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year, or over your 1st month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I have no doubt about it, though. If you all help me hit the like button, we're going to get up to well over 100 people. YouTube can't even stop us if we hit the like button because they'll be forced to push us through the algorithm, I promise you. Justin Wilson, yes, some exchanges, he's not lying on XRP, but I don't use that as the overall factor, even though I did see it. This exchange came down to $1.16. But I do have one right here where it came down to $1 or 77 cents, like you're speaking, so we can show everybody. This one came, and it switched the wicks, by the way. They're a little different, but 79 cents on this exchange. Yesterday, I know it said 77. But we're getting back up into the oversold. But look how much this pulled back up. So now our goal, as we know, is to get back here. Get back up over 264. Isn't it amazing how this fell right out into that broadening wedge? It's incredible when you can start to pinpoint pattern recognition. Oh, man, it's incredible when you start watching some of this. Incredible. Dennis Smith, good morning. Amen to that. Excellent. Along with Crypto Plumber 589 and Garbanzo in 3 months plus with the XRP Meteor. Feeling great this morning, Tom, says Crypto Plumber. Me too, my friend. I have a feeling of utter disbelief still. The one thing that, there's a few things that are shocking me this morning. One, I was able to get 57,000 algo for around 13 cents. I was able to get 80,000 plus IOTA for 8.6 cents. I shared all this yesterday with screenshots. Epic, on average at 72 cents, I got 8,700 plus tokens. And my goal was to get it at 97 cents, as you know, when it was up at. And I talked about this for so long that I finally feel vindicated because it fell through and actually made a newer low, which is very interesting. But I've been waiting so long for this fallout. It ended up going all the way up to here. Remember when here, we waited for the resistance, the support, it didn't fall out, came back up here, failed, then came through. I told the audience, I guarantee it comes and back tests this before the biggest move up. It had to. And the cool thing about Epic is there's such a small amount of tokens that it's going to be super volatile. It could come right back through here and drop another 40%. I don't know. It's going to be some interesting stuff. Are the markets closed on Monday? I'm a little off right now because I'm in Grand Rapids. My son had his appointment yesterday for his G-tube change or his button change on his G-tube and just an overall checkup on the G-tube, and it went fucking spectacular. So I'm in a very good mood today, believe it or not. Usually when I'm out here, I'm stressed out, but we're getting used to the routine with all of his medical stuff, so it's not as stressful anymore. But let me continue to say hi to everybody. Tango, good morning, and thanks for being in town over 6+ months with the XP Predictor. Algorithm alerted me. Excellent, Tango. Yeah, I sent out through our YouTube post, I put it to the members of the community, not paid members, but just subscribers. And then I also put it out to just the public. So I'm glad you're able to get something. IQ, thanks for not only being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge, but also the $5.49 donation. I see what you did there. That's the psychological push next to $5.49 when we finally push to the next layer. That's what we very well could have cleared out. We got so much stuff to look at here, though. I'm just so excited to say hi to everybody. I just love this audience. Man and his dog, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Michelle, good morning. Dang, I would have bought even. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Alex, hi Tom, can we see sunny days? Ooh, we may be able to sing sunny days at the end of this. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And good morning, Alex, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. Just send it. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for your third month, plus with the XP Meteor. Robert in his first month, thank you so much with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. Tanya, welcome in, love, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years. 3 years. With the XRP Diamond Hands badge. Thank you so much for that, Tanya. If your daughter's watching, I send my love. Winford, good morning. Mark Powell and Quicksand and Stone, good morning. I heard that yesterday's crash was caused by Nancy Pelosi deciding to make a crypto purchase. You never know. You never know. And thank you for the $9.99 donation from our resident Buckeye in town. Well, he's not in town. He's down south still. In his own town of Columbus, or near. He's got a big game today against Illinois. But the defending champ. We got the 2-time defending champs in the house. Between Michigan and Ohio State. We'll take it. Big Ten hasn't said that in many, many decades. Karim, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. I feel bad for so many people liquidated 2x. That's what I've said for so many. I'm glad you pointed out this, Winford. I've gotten the argument from so many people about leverage saying, well, I'll just do 2x and I'll be fine. It's not going to go down 50%. Whoops. Yesterday, it went down 60+% on many, many assets. Many, many cryptos were down better than 60%. I can tell you for a fact, IOTA, when I bought it, was down 64%. So... absolutely. This change is absolutely dick. In fact, haven't I been calling for that extraordinary drop before alt season? I know a lot of people, it's hard to believe that I've been talking about this for 2 months, but I have been. And I ramped up the discussion about it for weeks because I knew we had to have a severe liquidity drop. I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now because we needed this liquidity. Tanya says, Tears T, Chloe is glued to me, my sidekick. Good morning, Chloe. I'm so happy that you're in here this morning. See, it gave me an even bigger smile now that you're here. You know, I've never met a lot of people in the audience, but I feel like I've met you vicariously through just knowing you all through chat and everything. I'm so excited too, Tiny. I can't even explain it. A lot of people keep asking me, Tom, so does this mean it's over? No more alt season in mid-November? What? What do you mean? I said we can't get to November until we get to this drop that we just had. I mean, Bitcoin went to 101K. We are so well, everybody tells me Bitcoin went to 101. But on my chart, and I always thought that that chart was one of the better Bitcoin charts because the liquidity wasn't as bad. And that's why I use it. But, and I know it's crazy because it's on Bitstamp, but it doesn't have that crazy liquidity like some exchanges do. Look at this one went to 106. That other one went to 109. Some say it went to 101. I've not seen it at 101 on my charts. This one went down to the 200. Let's see what the futures has to say. Ooh, the Bitcoin futures is right there right now. When it closed, 117. Is it? Where are we at right now? Holy shit, we're way under the CME. We're going to have to put this up here. I don't know why I don't have this on here. We're going to have it on here now, though. The CME, I mean, we should have the Chicago Mercantile Exchange futures. Oh, this is going to be great. Look at the utility we can do. This is what it was at when the price closed. Look at the differential, and it's delayed because the market's closed in futures. Look at this. That is fucking awesome right now. Look at the disparity we have. On the CME close, we close at 100 and we have a $4,700 disparity right now on Bitcoin. You guys see this? The CME on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange closed at 116,009. I believe we're getting stronger with our content here. As much as a lot of people got upset and unsubscribed from my channel because I was talking bearish, I think they understand now why I was talking bearish and why I have to. It's not because I want to. People couldn't get into their accounts to do anything. BitUnix is going to refund people that couldn't get into account. Stand up, people there. Yeah, I didn't have that issue. I didn't trade on BitUnix, but on TOOBIT, fucking phenomenal. On WeX, phenomenal. Just phenomenal. And BitUnix is very stand-up. Every time we ever had an issue, they issued vouchers for our community before. They issued a lot of stuff. I have a lot of faith in BitUnix still. I have several $1,000s on there. I think I bought VeChain on there. And it was up like, I don't know. But I do like the fact that BitUnix stands behind their customers. So I encourage you to continue to use BitUnix. It's just in the USA, it makes it a little more difficult. For new users, not for old users, for new users. They haven't gone away from the users that already use. They're just saying they're not looking for more users in the USA. So we had to find an alternative route, and TOOBIT's been a blessing. Huge blessing. I bought Epic. I bought Algo. I bought... What else did I buy on TOOBIT? Are those the two I bought on TOOBIT? I feel like there's something else I bought on TOOBIT. But the price, even WeX, like I showed the pricing of what I bought on WeX. It's remarkable how good it worked. Like I was so happy with how good the systems worked. Like if I needed any evidence that TOOBIT or WeX were for us, that's all the evidence I needed with the way it let me fill orders. Kraken was impossible until you let it shuffle out a little bit. But Algo, I filled at 13.9, 57,950 Algo. And Epic, on average of 72.8 cents, I filled 8,718 tokens. And I know some filled lower and some filled a tiny bit higher, but on average it was 72.8 cents. With that volatility, I'm just happy it ended up averaging about there. Winford says, I feel bad for so many people liquidated. 2x traders liquidated 5.5 billion lost in 60 minutes. You are so right about that. You are so... I didn't even think about Shiba during this drop. See, those are the ones that I wish, because I have so much stuff to pay attention to that I would have had and just was like, you know, because I like Shiba. It isn't... But besides everybody thinking that it's a pile of shit, which makes me like it even more, it actually is an ISO token. And I know it's crazy. Oh my God, it fell out that much. God damn it. Hasn't quite fallen back to the structural support. Wow, it fell as it legitimately is up like 50% right now from that floor. Maybe even more. Yeah, about 46. I mean, it's still within the same descending triangle that it's been in for ages, it feels like. I could probably lower this. Make this a little bit clearer just because we have a little more evidence. Now, the last time I did this, we had no evidence of what we were about to do. I think it's starting to speak to itself more like this now, though. Yeah, I think more like that would probably be more. Man, these patterns, I swear. Obviously, that's going to confuse. Got the bottom line rejection. We can probably pull this out to here. Because now we want to make sure, because it came up a couple times, got rejected. We're going to have to push up past this layer. So 1.8. Just going to have to keep an eye on that. Or keep an eye on a lot of the cryptos. I was way happy about Dent getting it where I did. But now we have to see if we do happen to get the rejections here. Like, these are pulling back up to the rejection point. It came, like, you could not map that out any better. It came down, liquidated the wick down here. It melted back down to fill this out. It came right to our support structure that we theorized about. It is the only thing that made sense if it were to break down because we measured the move down for a minor measured move. But yeah, there's just so much stuff we're watching. TradingView is going all but too slow right now. It's craziness. I bet you there's, well, I can't imagine there's a ton of people on here. I just can't get over the difference in the price in the CME. I told you when Bitcoin made that big drop, it was already down 3.8% when the market closed. But remember a couple days ago a couple weeks ago too, we talked about how there was going to be a $10,000 to $15,000 drop in one day for Bitcoin. That happened yesterday. You make no mistake about it. We had it yesterday. After that 4,600 point drop, we proceeded to drop anywhere between 10 and 15,000 more. So on some exchanges, we had about a $20,000 drop in one day on Bitcoin. $20,000. But remember, it's a store of value. You know, if gold fell 5%, we'd be jumping out a window. Gold finished the week above 4,000. So while all this was happening, gold decided to finish above 4K. Silver decided to finish above 50 bucks. The miners took it on the chin a little bit, to be expected. But it is not a store of value. I'm sorry, Bitcoin has never been, never will, and never has ever in the history of Bitcoin been equivalent to gold and silver. It's speculative at best. It's the number one risk asset, and I love it because you can make 10 times more money than you can make with gold and silver and commodities. But you can also lose 90% faster if you buy at the wrong time. Remember what I always say? It's not about time in market. It's about timing market structure. Perfect example. How many people have been telling us in the audience, I'm buying the dip. I'm buying the dip. I'm buying the dip, Tom. I don't care what the fuck you say. I'm buying the dip. XRP was at 340. Now it's at 290. I'm buying the goddamn dip. And I say, well, it can't be a dip if it's not the dip, if we're just rolling over from a epic parabolic spike of over 10x. And then what happens? It goes down to $1.37. These same people that were buying at 290, 280, 310, 330 never bought another dime. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. One, because they spent all their money thinking they were buying the dip when before it fell 65% in 10 minutes. Remember, when everybody's over leveraged, when everybody and their brother and Jim Cramer comes on and tells you it's a good time to buy crypto last week, what did we say? Nah, 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 nah. Na 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 na, hey, going broke. You never buy when that schlub says it. He might be telling you for a future push, but you always become exit liquidity. That's why he's on TV. Jim Cameron says to buy something, maybe wait a few weeks until you have an epic collapse. Wow, Alec Tony, thank you so much for not only being part of Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor, but also a $9.99 donation. That is incredible. $10 XRP guaranteed. Maybe in the future, but not on this rally. On this rally, if this happens, and we actually do a proper next part, because XRP is already in alt season compared to the rest. But if we end up finishing off this pattern, 549 to 639 is the top. 639 is technically the top for this market. Not saying it can't go farther later, but when we were in a 7-year descending formation from January of 2018 until November of 24, that technical target had us up to 539 or 549 and capping out at 639. The importance of coming back to $1.37 yesterday, we back tested the original cup and handle breakout target that told us whether or not we're in a bull or bear market. Remember the $1.34? We've come back and back tested. Do you know how important this is? I keep seeing so many people talking about it's over. This needed to happen. It's not by accident XRP came all the way back up $1.10. Literally, XRP's up almost 50% or 72% from the bottom right now. From the bottom of the 72%. So if you miss the market, just wait a little bit. Don't force it. Look at the last liquidation candle on last bullet, Tom. Wait a minute, what? I'm sorry, Matt, my mind's not working. Oh, the last liquidation candle on the last bull run. Oh, great idea. We looked at this yesterday. Man, that is an unbelievable candle to help us push through. But look, when we did this before, and this was in the midst of the bull run, remember? We ended up coming down. We had a massive liquidity candle here in the daily. Remember this? It might not be as big, but this was back in February. We had a 40% wick. Then we came back down right here in double bottom, and then we proceeded to push all the way back up. Now we have a massive wick that you could say is a third in the line of wicks. But I mean, if you want to talk about, what year are you talking about, Matt? Are you talking about this past one? Tom, do you think XRP is making the same move it did back? Oh, okay. Okay. I see what you guys are talking about. Oh, yeah, we could be. I keep saying this is a parabolic phase we're in right now. And we needed this. We needed every bit of this. That was Trump's announcement of tariffs in February. And don't you think when everybody's telling us to go long and get into crypto, that everything was over-levered? This reeks of over-levered positions just being hammered purposely. This was purposely done. And I know this because yesterday, just hours before this happened, you had a several $100 million or a very large short taken out on Ethereum. And the person made several $100 million. So, if XRP, if it gets rejected at 264, it's possible. It's possible we retest these lower levels, but, oh, Trump he announced 100% further tariffs on China, said, the hell with Xiaoping, basically. And he said that, because China wants to put big restrictions on us getting minerals. Getting minerals. So that was his pushback. But guess what? I don't believe that did shit to the market. Don't you think the charts are just dictating the news that comes out of Trump's mouth or out of the world? The charts are predicting this news, not the other way around. If it was Trump, I didn't know that variable was going to happen, but I did know that there was going to be a massive drop. I came out minutes before and reiterated the drop here and said the broadening wedge drop is down to $1.34. And I put it out everywhere. Facebook, Telegram, I talked about it on here. I think that this is all the charts telling us what the news is going to say. The news can dictate any world event through the charts. I promise you. You don't even need to watch the news and you'll know something bad's coming based on the charts. It happens every single time without fail. The charts tell you exactly what's going to happen. Trump talking about pardoning CZ and this happened. Yeah, that's kind of funny too. But I promise you that had nothing to do with it. This is all built into the market. They always put clever disguises around it. But right now, one of the things I want to focus on is you see the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. It's got a D there. It's delayed because it's not open. Closes on Friday. Look where it closed. We did have a pull to 113 and had a quick run back up at the close. So now in the CME, we have a gap. We have a gap of about $4,700 on Bitcoin. This is great. This is great. And Bitcoin filled the gap at 110, remember. XRP, what did it fill? Oh, that $1.50 gap I talked about that could never be filled. Remember how many times people beat me over the head with a wooden stick? More like a brick? And said I was an asshole because that could never happen? Did it not fill that gap? Never say never, friends. Even that 92-cent gap filled on some exchanges, so never say never. Never say never. You're welcome, Alec Tony. Have a great day, my friend. Okay, so Game Day, thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Says, I mean, Trump has literally said on social media, when I talk, the markets do that, what I want. I could come out too, right, when the markets look like a dump and say, guess what, everybody? I'm going to put a virus in and the market's going to drop 25%. And then when it proceeds to do it because the charts are showing we're overfilled and we have gaps everywhere. Some people think I move the market. You should see all the speculation on some of these social medias and in my comments or on Facebook, or even when it gets weird, people say, oh, he's the one moving the markets. Like somehow I have some kind of pull. No, hey, Trump is moving the market just as much as I am. Not at all. Did Trump line up every single buyer to be ready to hit the button or seller at the exact same time on every... No, this just happens by design. And then we give it to, I don't know. And some of the exchanges where it fell farther, those are the more manipulated exchanges. Pay attention. That was pure liquidity strikes to get rid of all leverage. The fact Binance fell to 77 and there was no reason to fall below $1.35, that's where it should have fell to, about $1.35-ish. Any exchange that fell past there has liquidity concerns. Especially Binance falling to 77 is criminal. That's criminal. Think about it. That is criminal. They went all the way down to liquidate everybody. Anybody outside of 1X holdings are gone. Gone. Extinguished. Exterminated. Out to pass. XDC still should have a lot of movement here left. Came down and filled our 5. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. These are levels we circled before. Now it just happened to fall into the circle. I love it. Now, the further thing is if this market doesn't hold, XDC will fall another 50% to 2.9 if this happens. But I'm not predicting that right now. I want to see how we shake out. We cleared out a lot of liquidity. A ton of liquidity. Massive liquidity. Look, we're oversold now in the daily on XDC. We're pushing oversold in the weekly now, for Pete's sake. King Dede says Tom equals Nostradamus. Remember, confidence. I love when people say that. We have confidence. Confidence just simply means sit back, relax when everybody else is stressed out. You know how many people that were telling their, and this is criminal as well, how many people on social media, especially on YouTube, were telling their audience buy, buy, buy all the way before that drop? And now they came out and said, go look at some of the content. We must sit back and wait to reevaluate the market. No, you don't. When you get a 70% drop, you implore that freaking capital. I give you permission. And then if you want to sell it now after the 30, 40, 50, 70% reversals, go for it. But how dare these same people tell you not to take a shot when it makes these dips? It drives me nuts. It just drives me up a fucking wall. Hey, buy this when we're way overvalued, but don't buy when we're oversold because we have to see the market structure. Okay, while you're waiting for the market structure, we cleaned up. And while the other people are telling their communities to buy the top, we're putting the money on the sidelines and selling out in January to buy back now. Look what happened. It's not by accident. It's because we come here every single day. I will never say that we take the easy way out in this community, ever. We do the hard work. And I'm not a genius. Some are saying I'm a genius in the comments. I'm no smarter than any of you. I have a good understanding of economics. I have a good understanding of all markets. And I know when something's overbought and over leveraged and there's no actual catalyst. I've been saying it for 3 weeks. We can't just have a 25 basis point rate cut with no real quantitative easing. Yes, they're printing money, but they haven't come out and actually done this. The government shutdown is absolutely brilliant with the timing of all of this. And it adds to liquidity tugs. You really think the government was going to push crypto with all of this injection of capital and just let everybody get rich? It can't happen, guys. We're in a risk asset. The only way we can make money like we did from yesterday and today, which has been extraordinary, I don't even know how much it's been. It could be approaching $8,000 to $10,000 now in one day of profits. Since that drop yesterday, because we were sidelined with so much capital. I almost feel bad about it in a way, because I know the only reason I'm making money is because so many of my peers are liquidated, not by choice. But we can learn from this, whether you're on one side or the other. We've all been on both sides, especially with I told you Zach Richter's an idiot. No offense to you, Mr. Richter, if you're watching. He's more like Rector. Might as well go get a prostate exam because he's going to get you rectified, all right? That's what everybody said. I kept saying, everybody keeps talking like this is a guarantee to go up, and I think it's guaranteed to break down in a big way. Now I don't have to say that anymore. While all these people are trying to while they're trying to figure out exactly what's going on. And that's why I keep telling you, get off of these main exchanges and get TOOBIT for fuck's sake. Get WEOX for these moments. And then send it to Coinbase. Coinbase is known to not work in high times of volatility. Uphold's known to not work in high times of volatility. Kraken's known, and Crypto.com is known to have these issues in high times of volatility. I had to wait a clear 67 minutes on XDC. When it was down at 5.7, it was still showing 6.8 on Kraken. All of a sudden, when the other exchanges started to reverse back up, Kraken came down to 5.5, 5.2, 5.7. It took 67 minutes or whatever. I waited. I didn't get it at 5.2. I ended up getting it at 5.7 because it would not come down there. And I couldn't believe it came to 5.78 or whatever, where I finally got it filled. But it kept wanting me to fill it at 6.7, and I kept looking on the other exchanges, and I'm like, this is fucking criminal. I was so pissed. Same with Algo. I was going to buy it on Kraken. It was impossible. So I ended up just buying it on TOOBIT because they wanted 20. I keep telling everybody. First, they wanted 23 cents and then 17 when it was at 13.7 on Kraken. That's criminal. It ended up going down to 15.5. Yeah, but that's criminal what it was doing. And I pay for the pro version at $4.99 a month. So they can say whatever the hell they want. That's criminal. So TOOBIT, video description below and our pinned comments here in the very chat. You can also find through the TOOBIT Pro Trader. If you type in TOOBIT Pro Trader, you'll find my copy trade. I haven't done anything yet except test. But on TOOBIT, I was able to fill Algo at just over 13 cents. I was able to fill Epic at an average of 72 cents. On WEOX, I was able to fill IOTA at 8.6 cents. So those are both in the video description below and our pinned comment of this very live. Please download those exchanges and put some capital. Don't bend yourself over with these tier 1 exchanges when they want to fuck us over and not work. Uphold had the same downage. Robinhood, same downage. Coinbase, same downage. Binance, same downage. Kraken was up, but the volatility was fucking ridiculous. Crypto.com was up, but the volatility was insane for most of it. TOOBIT, I dare say, and a lot of people are going to get pissed, I think I like TOOBIT more than BitUnix. Because when I do a market order, it doesn't automatically go to the top. So I'm trying to push what I like. Do I have any partnership with TOOBIT? No. Do I have anything over the top, like a special? All I have is the same link that you could share to make whatever the profit margin is that they'll give you. Even on the copy trade, they start you at 15%. I put it to 0. So if you're copy trading me, there is no copy trading fee. I put it to 0. Dennis, mostly, yes, limit orders. But on Epic, I had to do a market order because it filled some at 58 and then it bounced around to 80, 60, 75. So I put a market order and it filled everywhere in between 62 and 70. I had 72-cent average, but I do market orders on TOOBIT too to see, and it's been remarkable how cheap it fills them. So like I'm not just passing bullshit. I showed you guys my my trading sense. So my copy trade code. I know if you look on TOOBIT, you can find me if you just type in TOOBIT Pro Trader. But if you guys need help and you're in the Telegram, defined as inform me to do this because it'll make it easier. So if you go into copy trading, we have a setup. Okay? And it's step by step. It's in the agreement and setup. He did it step by step. So if you want to find me, just go onto the Telegram. If you're part of it, go to the copy trade agreement and setup. And you have to go to TOOBIT Pro Trader. He did it step by step from step one so everybody can see how to do this. So step one, you subscribe. And I'm TOOBIT Pro Trader. There's only 3 people or 2 people that were subscribed. Then you go through step by step. And yeah, it cost me some money trying to set this up. It cost me $175, but it's better costing me money than the whole audience when they follow. But you got to make sure it works. That's the only way to do it. So I have to lose money in the beginning to buy and sell and try to figure it out. Yeah, he's got step by step, but my actual name on here is TOOBIT Pro Trader. I can put the QR on here as well, because I know you can type in the code because you know what you're doing. The code. Now we got 3 people copy trading. Let's see. The code. Here, let me type it in. So the code for this, I found it. Where the hell are the comments? Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to do it on my phone. Here, let me do it on here real quick. I'll type it in. I forgot I'm not signed in on this computer because I'm not at home. So that referral code. Is KVU5. And this isn't so I get paid. This is so you can link up to my actual copy trade. Or you can just type in TOOBIT Pro Trader. But yeah, that's the best way to do it, I think. So copy link. Yeah. Just type that in. Yeah, Define put that in there yesterday. We were talking and he helped me out by making it a little bit easier for everybody. He had an idea and I said, I love it. Roll with it, buddy. He's a very powerful asset. Yeah, I don't have a lot of information on XCL. We got to do some work with that one. It's outside of my expertise, to be honest with you. What the hell is going on with TradingView, man? This whole morning it's been lagging so bad. Man, I'm so excited though. Look at that gap, guys. Look how big that gap is from the gap close on Friday. That is huge. I can't get over the fact that it's at almost 117,000 where the CME went off. So when the Chicago Mercantile Exchange went off at 6, it was almost 117. Now we're at 112. Oh my God. What a morning. What a morning. Lori says, I'm just baby steps on trading. I need a school place site for learning. I feel like a kid at a swimming pool afraid of the deep end. Oh, I understand that, Lori. So that's why I like to do this every day. Well, Maxi, if you're in the USA, it's not available. They won't even let us trade on it. If we live in the USA, they banned us a couple years ago. We used to use it. We love Maxi as a community. But unfortunately, and that's what led us into BitUnix after that all happened. First, we loved BitGet. Then we liked Maxi. Then we liked Femex. Then we went to BitGet. Now we're on TOOBIT. Still using BitUnix, though, because it's still very viable. The other ones that I mentioned before that are not even viable in the USA. They won't let us use. So you kind of got to stay ahead. Oh no, I'm on top of these exchanges. I am. I try to stay ahead and evolve. That's why we knew about TOOBIT right when BitUnix was happening. It took me a few weeks to find a dedicated one that I knew would work the same. But I have no doubt, unless Congress, and pay attention to this, guys, this is something substantial. And please make sure you follow me on Facebook. It's in the pinned comments of this very chat. Um, but there is so much information I put on YouTube. I mean, on Facebook that I can't on YouTube because I can comment like this in a more viable way. But this is some scary shit that they talked about, and this would suck. This put this out 15 hours ago. The proposed legislation put forth by Democratic senators introduced a restricted list mechanism potentially impacting the DeFi sector. This measure would grant the Treasury Department the authority to designate high-risk DeFi protocols running their utilization a criminal offense. Furthermore, the proposal mandates know your customer KYC protocols for all cryptocurrency applications. And listen to what this says, including non-custodial wallets. So say goodbye to your cold wallets. Say goodbye to everything you've ever put your stuff on, and removes existing protections for crypto developers. Legal expert Jake Chervinsky suggests that this proposal may impede the development of a comprehensive market structure framework and could undermine the Clarity Act. Summer Mersinger said a new disappointing proposal from Senate Democrats would effectively ban decentralized finance, wallet development, and other decentralized applications in the United States. That's a non-starter, and it's non-consistent with Americans' long tradition of leading on innovation. The language as drafted would make compliance impossible, pushing responsible development in the next wave of financial technology. Offshore. DeFi might survive, but it would thrive overseas, not here at home. That would be crazy if they do that. Like, how fucking unaware are these people? It's all by design. It has to be. And then I put these. I thought it was cool. So October 10th of every year, Bitcoin 618 and then ultimately 121 and 25 on the date of October 10th. I did do the same thing for XRP, and you can see. From 2012, it was 0.005, and 24 was 0.52. And October 10th, at the end of trading, we're about 240 something, even though we had that massive drop. Or no, it might have been lower on the October 10th candle close. So I didn't put anything for 25 because it hadn't been done yet. But I thought it was pretty cool to look at the past history there. I put so much stuff on here, just a crazy amount of stuff. I just started to utilize this more in that way, like my personal X account. And it's paid off, a lot more views. I'm not recommended, though, so I need your help. As you can see, they don't recommend my page. Not recommendable. I'm not recommendable. So I think it's remarkable getting 14, 15,000 views a day on Facebook without even being recommendable. Let's see. Tom, Pure Wallet is having a pre-sale. It might be worth looking into. The wallet looks pretty dang cool. Pure Wallet. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to have to take a picture of this, Winford. Thank you so much. Let me take a picture of what you just said so I can look at this after we get off of here. I like to look at all these. A lot of times you'll see me take these pictures of all these comments because when there's something that I need to look into, I definitely will look into it. Come on, TradingView. What is going on? Can you please give me my charts? Please, TradingView. I beg of you. What we could look at real quick is the liquidity map before I leave. What has it been? How long have we been on? 48 minutes. Is there 130 people here now? Holy shit. Call me I haven't looked since the beginning. Holy crap. Lori says, I look on the Facebook and Telegram. Excellent. I'm so glad you're in the Telegram too, Lori. It makes me happy. Austin involved. Oh boy. Yep. I don't like the sound of that. Interesting. What else? Do you guys think we should look at the liquidation map before we leave today? I mean, I'm not done yet, but I'm thinking maybe we could take a look at that, honestly. But make sure that like button as you tune in. I really, 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 really appreciate everybody. I think more than anybody could ever imagine. I appreciate this community. Um, and I really do think we're building something that's pretty incredible here. I just think our connectability and our like togetherness is different. It makes I don't know it something changed in here a long time ago, and it's for the much better. I think I'm all set here. All right, I just wanted to do that real quick because I like to do stuff. Okay. So let's look at the heat liquidation map. Hey, I just was gifting subs myself. That's so crazy. I just gifted subs and it didn't pop up because you gifted subs. So they had to wait. How awesome is that? We were thinking the same way, 1970 Legend. Thank you for gifting 10 subs, my friend. 1970 Legend gifting 10 paid subscriptions. Unbelievable. Thank you so much for that. Alex Carbonelli. Alex, Tales from the Crypto Keeper, Ed, Irish Mike, Moo Moo Bang Bang, Damon Smith, Shawnee Montana, Goober275, and Pablo. Thank you so much for now being part of Tom's Army. Thanks to 1970 Legend, our defending national champion in the house. 1970 Legend, our defending. Thank you so much, my friend. It's so funny that you did that at that exact time. Why does it say I already own this item? So, oh. So what happened? I don't understand. It says I already own this item. So how does it show it to the audience then if I already own this item? Well, this is interesting. How does this happen? Interesting. So I see it wants to jock me up, huh? Let me close this down and try again. But thank you so much. The Facebook link is on here. It's on the pinned comments. It's above on the chat. There's a link below the exchange links. It just says Facebook on there. Yeah, this is so weird. It says I can't do that one. But it never said that I... Well, not much I can do about that except switch the account and try to go to my other one. Stupid YouTube. Always getting in the way. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. I should be able to do it through this. Ah. Oh, and I gotta sign into this stupid account. When there's a way, there's a will. I have my Dogecoin and U account too that I can do this for. There we go. That's from my other account, Dogecoin and U. So I wanted to donate 5 more subs. So I had it wouldn't go through with the other one. I had the exact same idea as you, 19. Somehow it's so weird. Darren, Efren, LJ Films, Frank Fit, and Need for Speed. I'm glad that you're able to get gifted memberships. That's 15 gifted memberships during this live alone. So thank you so much for that, 1970 Legend. I really appreciate that. The first is going to be a monumental investment opportunity in the future. I mean, TOOBIT did us proud. WeX did us proud. BitUnix, not so much for some, but at least they did proud because they're offering reimbursement to some. It can't equal the losses gained because of missed opportunity, but it's something. Michael, welcome in and thanks for being in town for 3+ months with the XP Meteor, but you're not wrong about that, Mr. Stott. Any exchange that works properly is definitely going to be something. Like without all of the hiccups and hindrances, you are absolutely on the money about that. Michael, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army. I think I said for 3+ months with the XP Meteor. So I'm glad we're able to give back just a little bit this morning. I do plan on being back later, but we'll see because of football. Michigan plays at 7:30, but I'm going to try to do something with Julie today here. I don't know how smoothly it's going to go. But we don't have our obligation today. We had it yesterday for tea, so today gets to just kind of have a day. Yeah, I don't know what happened to those other 5 gifted memberships. I really don't. They should have come through, but that sucks. I don't know why the other 5 didn't come through. Kind of irritates me, to be honest. I'm going to have to figure it out on my other account because that's bullshit. There should be 5 more paid memberships for everybody. Hey, sometimes you know what happens. Shit happens. What are you going to do? Unless it just didn't show it, but I feel like I don't know what I feel like. I don't know what I feel like. Maybe an exchange that uses AI to hunt for what works. Cherry picking automatically. Yeah, I tried an exchange, AI Vora, and it worked fine, but the fees were astronomical, we found out. Like, yeah, it was great to have the AI, but they made the fees out the yin-yang, which was not cool. Really wasn't cool. Eric in Ohio. You did. Yes, you did, my friend. Congratulations on that gifted sub. Make sure you guys look on YouTube in the posted section so you can get into the Telegram if you're in Tom's Army. Take advantage of it while you can. Oh, a bunch of tier 1 exchanges are showing huge bullshit. A lot of bullshit. I wonder if this just needed to be reset. I really wanted to do 10. We'll see what happens. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's the other 5. I knew it was about to go through because it was showing on my phone. There. Now there's 10 gifted subs from me and 1970 Legend. So Eric Nolan, congratulations. T. Parala, Tommy, Joshua, Andrew Tremis, and Himothy. Thank you so much. That's what I wanted to do. I appreciate this community. I'm going to go because I got to check on my son. He got his feeding. We'll look at the liquidation map in a little bit. I'll be back later. But congratulations, everybody who was part of those 20 gifted subs. And just so you can see, I like to give back. So 1970 Legend donated 10. I donated 10. I like to give back what I get. So, and I'm very honest about that. I really like to give back to the audience. I like giving back to the audience. I think it's important when you have a community, you give back a little bit. It's kind of like the revolving door. We give back, we get, we give back, we get. Let's see. Perfect. Very happy about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, because Julie's texting me, she needs me to come up. I know what time it is. Do you know what time it is? ladies and gentlemen, when the markets get bad, when we don't know what's going to happen next, or when everybody's losing the content, we like to focus on these times because we know opportunity presents itself. And when opportunities are calling, you try not to let your mental fortitude ruin it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know what time it is. Do you know what time it is? And if you're new, you're going to probably freak out. Ladies and gentlemen, the sunny, what the hell is going on here? We can't do it like that. Hold on. We definitely need to, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not working. Look at this. What the hell is going on here? Trading View really is pissing me off today. Did I say Trading View's bothering? Look at that. What's that? How am I going to draw the sun if it's going sideways? Maybe this will help. Much better. I was going to say, how am I supposed to draw a sun if it's going sideways? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, again, the sunny days are here again. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. I wear glasses 'cause I can't see a motherfucking thing. Happy days. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. XRP will reign supreme. Let's just not get caught in the FUD. Oh, we're gonna crash and we did and we will and we won't and we can and we may and we will and we won't and we can and we will and we will and we won't and we can't and it can and it will and it won't. Oh yeah. Stay true. Stay blessed. XRP will never go below $1.50 or $2. It always happens. But at the end of the day, we end up shitting on Bitcoin. Remember, biggest Ponzi scheme in the history of Ponzi's. Eventually, it's going to roll over. It's going to roll over. Not yet, though. Eventually. Be blessed, everybody. Be blessed. I'm glad you enjoyed Sunny Days. He's quite the doozy one today.